This is the Halftime Show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
It sure is that time. It's the Halftime Show with Omar Adori. I am your host, cover everything sport, international and local. Hope you're having a blessed day wherever you're tuned in around the world, whether it's 95 FM, pulse95radio.com, our app, Sharjah Broadcasting Authority, or if you're chilling at home watching us live on YouTube. Thank you very much for connecting. And on the show today, there's a sense of pride when I talk about footballers, female footballers, UAE national team footballers. As you know, I have a love for the nation and especially developing women's football. So we're going to treat you today because we have Layla Almheiri, who is a UAE professional footballer who represents the national team. Her rise in the game has developed immensely over the last few years, cementing her status as the national team main striker. Yeah, I'm going to put that out there right there. That's my words, by the way, and I'm so proud of it. We talk about her journey, development and ambition in the game, and we also dive into the women's game, mental health, and how important it is to be ready to catch that opportunity when preparation meets it on the money. So we are talking about that on the show today. If you have any questions, 4215 Itasalat or slide up into my DMs at Omar Duri throughout the show, and we'll ask Layla those questions for you on the only place to be at 3, the Halftime Show on Pulse 95.
This is the Halftime Show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
It sure is that time, and it's that kind of vibe on the Halftime Show on Pulse 95 Radio in the heart of Sharjah. Thank you very much for locking in with me for the hour, and yes, I have another fantastic guest for you on the show today. Layla, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And apparently, again, it's your first time on radio.
It is.
Yes. See, I always get happy with these things because I know there's going to be many more times for you. So the fact that I get there first, I'm just happy.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Layla, talk to me about your journey. You're a UAE national team footballer, talented athlete. I've had the privilege of working with you as well with the national team. Talk to me about when you started playing.
So I started playing around 2017. To be honest, it's kind of funny. I never found the national team, and one day I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw that Coach Hoor got her A license coach, and it was like a sponsored, like, kind of congratulations. Yeah. And so I slid in her DMs and I was like, okay, I'm like a local and I really love playing football and I want to join. Yeah. And she was like, come Tuesday this time, be there. And that's that.
Amazing. And talk to me about that experience. So you show up to train for the first time. Yeah. It's 2017.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind?
Oh, I was so nervous.
Yeah?
I was so nervous. And seeing everyone, it was like nerve-wracking because like I love football so much. I was like, I like want to continue to play. And like, there's nothing better than playing for your national team.
Absolutely.
You know? And yeah, met all the girls. Yeah. Met Coach Azam.
Okay.
And yeah, that was that.
Amazing. And you faced a lot of different challenges in your route to getting into football. And what's nice about your story is obviously being out here in the UAE, you get to tackle these things. How was that journey for you?
To be honest, personally, I didn't face that many challenges. I'd say definitely like growing up in school, I was like the only girl who would play like in break or lunchtime, you know, like with the boys kicking around. But other than that, nothing. Everything seems like a breeze.
And what was the reaction when you play with the boys at school?
I mean, some people were like, you know, like pro Layla playing football, like, you know, like, like, oh, she's a good girl, like she can play, like, you know, like she has skills, like we could actually use her in our team. And others were like, you know, this is like shouldn't be happening. Like girls shouldn't be playing with boys, you know, it's not fair, she'll get hurt. So a lot of misconceptions, but yeah, I think a lot of people, especially my friends, enjoyed me playing with them. You know?
And it's kind of also shaped you out as a footballer now, because now it's no longer, now it's obviously much more accepted, it's encouraged, it's supported, which is amazing. So that's kind of also helped you shape up to kind of play now at a top level.
Yeah.
So with all that, what's Layla now compared to Layla 5 years ago in terms of mindset when it comes to approaching a game?
Definitely like I'm more professional. I feel like definitely like stepping on a pitch like in a different country, playing for a national team with the badge like, you know, on your chest. It's definitely different to like playing on the streets with your friends. You know, you go in and you're like, I have a responsibility, like I have to do my job in order to like make my team happy, make my country proud, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely just more professional in
Amazing.
general.
And has street ball helped you toughen up a little bit?
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. Like I used to play football barefoot,
Yeah.
like literally on the streets,
Yeah.
you know? And you go through so many like different types of intensity on the street, you know? Like boys would be pushing you, boys would be tackling you, like it's different, and it definitely gives a vibe, you
Yeah.
know? Like I feel like, you know, like those kids in Brazil, like
Yeah.
I look at them, like I look at those videos of them on the streets and I'm like, damn, like I actually used to do that, you know?
Yeah, and you know, with that, so support system is massive. You mentioned your friends there. Who's been your support system getting into football and kind of breaking that stereotype of women shouldn't be playing?
I'd say my family.
Yeah.
My family for sure. Especially my mom. My mom has always been like, if this is what you love, then go and do it. Like, you know, she never stood there and was like, you can't play football, like you're a girl and it's not like appropriate or stuff. No, she was always like, if this is what you want to do and like I'm so proud of you, like keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah, definitely.
That's massive. And that also kind of takes a lot of weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, because I know I've interviewed and had the privilege of working with a lot of female athletes, and sometimes that's kind of almost like an obstacle in the beginning
Yeah.
before they've even started. And the fact that you have your mum on your side and she's there saying go do it, go get it.
Yeah.
It's great. It's nice for the youth to be able to kind of hear that as well, because nowadays we're in a generation in society where these things are encouraged, and not just that. You guys are pretty good, man.
Thanks.
You guys are pretty good. So
Thank you.
those levels have really been up the notch, especially over the last couple of years. Maybe 10 years ago it was still evolving, it was still new, it was still fresh. But right now, we're talking top levels.
Yeah.
You play obviously in leagues, futsal, football, 7-a-side, 8-a-side. How are they all different for you?
I say, to be honest, like there's a huge difference between 11-a-side and futsal.
Yeah.
It's definitely smaller. The way of playing is more like it's way faster with
Yeah.
futsal. You have to really bring the intensity and you need to work as a team. You're constantly moving around, whereas in 11-a-side, you're kind of like in your position and you have to wait it out, you know?
Right.
Like even when I play in a game, like I'll get a couple of touches, you know,
Yeah.
a game, maybe 3 or 4. But futsal is constantly moving around, trying to support your friend, getting definitely like a lot of touches on the ball in order to try and like get it in the back of the net. So yeah, that's definitely different. But with 11-a-side and 9-a-side and 8-a-side, I feel like they're all similar and they share the same principles, you know?
And as a striker, you are a striker still, right?
I am a striker, but to be honest, I have been playing on the wings.
On the wings, okay. Is that because the formation's been different?
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, basically I've just been playing on the wings. It's definitely something new for me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like happy in the beginning. I'm gonna be honest, like
Yeah,
playing in
yeah.
a different place, you
Yeah.
know. Always been a striker my whole life.
Uh-huh.
But I'm definitely like enjoying it. You
Yeah.
know, like defending is something that I actually really enjoy now.
Okay, see, that's rare.
Yeah, like I'm going down for like slide tackles and stuff now, you know? I've never done that before.
Yeah, I will say something. Do you model yourself off any players?
You know what? This is funny because I remember you once telling me that, you know, when like you look at me play, you think I look like Ronaldo, the Brazilian.
As a number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started to look at like the way he plays. You know, I used to watch
Yeah.
YouTube videos,
Yeah.
and I feel like I started to mimic a little bit.
Okay.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's a huge compliment you took that advice on, because let's tell the listeners how that comes about. So when I was with the UAE national team, Layla was in the younger group with Coach Azam.
Yes.
And so sometimes, you know, both groups would get together and they'd work together and stuff. And what I really loved about Layla is her movement off the ball. But then sometimes what I would notice is a lot of people from the sidelines would say to Layla, hey, listen, get into the game. You're not getting into the game enough. And then that reminded me of the Brazilian Ronaldo, the phenomenon. And because a lot of people used to say to him, you're not touching the ball enough, but then the score would be 2-1 and he scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
And his movement off the ball and when he comes to life was so precise that when I was saying to you, you remind me of him in the sense that as soon as the ball comes to you, you come alive.
Yeah.
What I would like to see is before the ball comes to you, come alive that 1 second earlier,
Yeah.
and then bam, something happens. And when you would score, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And so now that you're telling me you moved over like more to the wing and you have a defensive responsibility, he definitely didn't have the energy for that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see how you've evolved as well as a footballer. And I think that's what we're going to be talking about next. Coming up next on the show, physical fitness is one thing, mental fitness is another thing, and with national team players at the highest level, you have to be mentally sharp. So I'm going to be picking her brain on how she's mentally sharp on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95.
This is the halftime show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
Oh, is that time? You know that kind of energy in Ramadan when it comes down to it. We like to have a good time here on the halftime show, and we like to have fantastic guests, and we like to get to know them a little bit more. So today we have Layla Almheiri on the show, and on the first segment we were talking about how it started. For her, street ball, playing with the boys, her first day on the national team, and now we're going to tackle the mental side of the game, which I love asking my athletes about all the time. Layla, you come across quite strong mentally. I've learned a lot about you on the Instagram already from the comments of what you're talented at and what you're good at. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But what do you attribute the mental side of the game to? How have you got stronger mentally?
I think practice makes perfect, for sure. It's all about like getting into the zone, making sure you're staying focused, obviously. There's always like a goal at the end, you know?
Yeah.
Whether to play well, to play as a team, to score, to defend, it depends, you know? But yeah, I try and get myself into that zone as much as I can. I mean, things will throw you off here and there, you know?
Yeah.
When a player comes or like is trying to defend you a bit too hard, or they're talking behind your back, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always about staying content.
Yeah, and when does the preparation start for you?
I'd say a couple of hours before, to be honest. My something that I believe in is not to overthink.
Right.
And to be honest, I do overthink quite a lot. And I just don't see why you should think about something so ahead of time. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you're so in the your future. You can't even think about it yet. You know, you need to like relax. Think about it when it comes to the time. You know, like when it comes to the time, then you can start to think about what you want to do. Stay focused. You know, it's just draining your energy, draining your mental thoughts are very like. You need to be careful with where you're putting your energy into. Yeah.
And with that, do you have a routine, or do you do certain things pre-game?
I like to throw on some Drake.
Okay.
I like to throw on some Drake. To be honest, sometimes I usually like stretch a bit.
Okay.
I like to lay down somewhere, and like just zone out.
Okay.
You know, maybe do some meditation.
Okay. Is that away from like everything, or is that like so hours before you said?
Yeah.
Do you do that once you get there, or you do it before, or how does that go about?
I feel like usually that's when I like put my kid on or something, you know. It depends where we are, obviously, you know. But like if we're in a different country, then I'll probably do it before we leave the hotel or something, you know. But yeah, when the time is right.
Okay, no, I like that. So Drake gets you.
Drake always gets me. Drake is the ultimate hype man, honestly.
I like that. So shout out to Drake. So Drake gets you. Here, Clue Dalm says great advice, Layla, as well. So someone that's definitely a supporter of yours is saying that. Meditation, you said?
Yeah.
That's interesting. When did you get to know about meditation?
To be honest, I have a lot of anxiety.
Right.
So when I feel like I'm getting anxious, or I feel like I'm starting to overthink, or you know, I'm getting a bit shaky or nervous, I think it just like calms me down a bit.
Amazing.
Yeah, breathing exercises as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but see, this is now the level of which athletes have got to.
Yeah.
Because breath work and meditation is huge, not just as an athlete, as a person to be able to channel anxiety in high pressure situations, which is what sport is initially. And what I like about listening to you say that, because by the way, guys, I did not prep her, I did not cue her, I did not tell her to say anything like that. These are all her words. Is I didn't know that when I was playing ball.
Yeah.
I didn't know about meditation. I didn't know about breath work. You're saying this now, and if you don't mind me asking, you know, if you're still at uni as well.
Yes.
So you're doing that, and you're doing this. So that's hats off to you, you know.
Thank you.
That's massive. You said something else that was interesting. How do you block out the noise?
I think noise is always gonna be there.
Yeah.
You can't completely block it out. You know, you can like minimize the noise.
Yeah.
But you're always gonna get noise. You just have to deal with how, like, it's kind of like in one ear and out the other, but at the same time you have to pick the quality information that you keep.
Got you.
You know? And usually I feel like I'm the person that wants to take everything and be like, okay, I'm going to work on this and that and this and that. But when it's down to like an intense situation, sometimes you don't need to. You know, you just need to figure what you need, like the information that you need in that moment, and deal with the rest later.
Yeah. Speaking like a coach there.
Thank you.
You see how she's smiling? You see how she's smiling here in the studio, guys? She's speaking like, I need to worry for my job. You got some comments here saying, love to talk about anxiety and being vulnerable enough to share that with us. Maria's saying that, obviously being your teammate, she's seen you on a different level. Cludalm is saying, we love Drake and great advice. Buthain has joined in as well. Thank you for joining. And Masoud from India has joined in, and Rita as well. I gotta talk to you about this. The strength to be able to discuss these things is huge for me.
Yeah.
You seem very comfortable doing that, despite it not being a comfortable topic for a lot of people to do so. How important is it to be able to express yourself as a person as well as an athlete?
I think it's very important. I feel like I kept in a lot of things to myself for such a long time.
Yeah.
And I realized that it didn't really benefit me. You know, it feels so much better to talk to someone and them understand you and them accept you, and like they know that maybe you struggle with something, you know, that they might treat you a bit different. Yeah. But it's definitely better for people to know rather than not know, you know? And I think it should be an open discussion, you know? Nobody's perfect at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own struggles.
Yeah.
So why can't we like love each other for that and support each other at the same time?
Amazing. That's so, I've never heard you say that. And that for me is my Hercules moment, you know? And I was so happy to see, because mental health hasn't been open for a while. Yeah. And when you have athletes like yourself who are active, who are relevant, who are role models for the new generation, by the way.
Thank you.
I think it's so important to be able to say that. And even the comments here that are coming in is because, see, when you've opened that door, people now are comfortable to be able to add to that. Yeah. While sometimes people are initially scared to mention it. And even Mo Hajjar, the captain of Kandado, saying, it's good for people to know that everyone, even athletes, get anxious and have tough times. People should know that practice and meditation will help them, absolutely. Let's make more awareness. Let's make more awareness for people that are struggling silently. That's very good. And Masoud is saying, focusing on your inner voice helps you to get rid of all the noise that deviates you from your goal. And again, if you're able to manage these situations now, and you see even just those few people now who are probably having their own challenges, like you said, and hear you say that, now all of a sudden they're okay to add to that. Yeah. And I think it's really important to keep that conversation up. Okay, we'll take a quick break. Thank you very much for that. That was probably my favorite segment. That was amazing. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to put Layla through the fire round. That's right. What was that? Exactly. I wasn't stuttering. I was not stuttering. The fire round with Layla coming up right out on the show, on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95.
This is the halftime show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
It is that time. And you know what? I need to switch up this music because we're about to have the fire round. So let's fade out this music right here. Let's switch it up a little bit more on the heavier side. Let's get the beat going here. Yeah, thank you very much. And we are here live on Pulse 95 Radio in the heart of Sharjah with Layla Almheiri. And actually, let me tell you this now. Layla ain't here by herself. Layla's got the whole family with me here on Instagram. I've met the whole family during the break, and it was so nice. And you know, we were talking about how it's just great to have that support system. Trust me, I met them all. Hamdan, Jenna, and I don't want to call her by her name because I feel like I should call her Mumsy.
I call her Mama J.
Mama J. I'll go with Mama J. And Mama J here, the dream team, as Khulud is saying, on the Instagram Live. And this is the time of the show where we get to know the athlete very well through the fire round. What? Yes, and it's going to happen right now, and it is another one. So you know what? Let's fade this music out. Layla, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, on the fire round, basically, we are going to be putting you through it where we're going to ask you anything and you're going to tell us your opinion. There are no wrong answers. You ready?
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, Layla, your fire round starts with favorite cheat meal.
Burgers.
Burgers. Oh, okay. If you could sit on a table with 3 people for a chat, who would it be?
Drake,
Okay.
Ronaldo,
Okay. Which one?
the Brazilian,
Oh, good answer. Okay.
and my mom.
Nice. Mama J. Okay, Mama J, you made the table. All right. Why did a chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
Favorite footballer?
Ronaldo.
Which one?
Brazilian.
Okay. Favorite coach?
You,
Stop it.
obviously.
Apart from me.
No, you.
Man, this is why I brought her on the show. Okay. La Liga or the Premiership?
Premier.
Okay. Favorite team?
Man United.
No, Layla. We were doing so well. Okay. Best player you've ever played with?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'd say played with. It's a hard one. Can I play against? Or
That's coming up next.
oh, okay. Then I'd say Evra, Patrice Evra.
Best played with?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because I saw you had that celebrity.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Next year. Next year.
Okay.
Okay. Player played against?
Louis Figo.
Ooh, I've heard that, by the way, a couple of times. What was it about him?
He was just, I don't know. The way he moved, like he was so quick, you know.
Yeah.
And he could just dodge really quickly. Like,
Right.
You know, with the ball, he was just insane.
Right.
He was aggressive, but at the same time, he was a bit sensitive.
Okay.
Like even I
Delicate.
have a cool picture of him, with him actually.
Okay.
Of like me pushing him to the side. It's my prized possession.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Who will you be supporting at the World Cup? I mean, hopefully the UAE make it.
Yeah.
So let's say UAE, but who else?
England.
Okay. I know why.
Yeah, it's on the other side.
Yeah.
Gotta
I was
respect.
so happy. I kind of fished you into that one.
Yeah.
Messi or Cristiano?
Cristiano.
Pele or Maradona?
Pele.
Mbappe or Haaland?
Mbappe.
Okay. The song you get pumped to?
Anything Drake.
Any-
Anything Drake.
If you could have any guest and you were running a podcast, who would you have on your show?
You'd have to be my first guest because I'm here right now.
God, she says the right things, man. She is smooth, I'm telling you. Okay, if Nike or Adidas?
You know, this is a tough question. But to be honest, I think I'd have to go with Nike.
Really?
Yeah, so I wear a lot of Nike, especially all my football shoes are Nike.
Okay.
I mean, I respect Adidas, and
Yeah.
I think they come up with a lot of good campaigns.
Yeah.
You know, they do a lot of initiatives.
Yeah.
But you know, when it comes down to comfort,
Yeah.
I like my football shoes and I like my J's.
Okay. Oh, can't you like said J's as well? All right, cool. Someone here, Mr. Khan, said baklawa or kunafa?
Baklava. Baklava for sure.
Okay. Everyone's here is loving you here, by the way. And Maria, thank you for telling the whole of her family to follow me. That's brilliant. Favorite Drake song, Khulud is saying?
Headlines.
Okay, I like that. That's a very good one. How do you reset?
How do I reset? Sleep and wake up.
Sleep and wake up, okay. Would you rather win the Premier League or the Champions League?
I think Champions League.
Really?
Yeah, it has a different vibe to it.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Mental health. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of mental health?
Content.
Content. I like that. Good choice of word there. Favorite book? Do you have a favorite book?
To be honest, I don't, but I used to read all the Harry Potters when I was younger. So I'd
Okay.
say Harry Potter.
Okay, that's cool. Right, here's one for you. 5-a-side team. Men and women. You're one of the players. Pick 4 others.
Anyone?
Anyone.
All right.
Your
Pele,
team. Pele, okay.
Brazilian Ronaldo,
Mm-hmm.
Ronaldinho,
Okay, you got one more because you're in there.
Maria.
Maria, she's smooth, man. Sam Rama is saying top 3 young players.
Top 3 young players.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Go on.
Does Lingard count? I like Lingard.
Do you?
I actually like Lingard.
Why? I really like that you said that.
Yeah.
Why do you like Lingard?
I think he's a team player. He's a good team player.
Okay. That's very interesting.
I'm gonna choose Rashford as well.
You're such a United fan.
Okay.
I was okay with the Lingard. You see, this is the vibe me and her have. I can banter with her like that. All right, so that's
2 done.
Let's do that. You got one more.
McTominay. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, you got that
Okay.
right.
All Man United.
Should have not asked that question. Okay, Madrid or Barcelona? That's what Hajjah is asking you.
Madrid.
B6I is asking favorite video game.
Oh, I have so many.
Are you a gamer?
I'm a gamer.
Really? What's your favorite video game?
I have so many.
Go on, hit me with one. What's the first one that came to your mind?
Call of Duty.
Okay, you're a COD girl. Okay.
Black Ops 2.
Okay.
Specifically.
Oh, you're getting serious now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Funniest teammate.
Funniest teammate. There are so many.
Go on, hit me with two.
I'd say Salama.
Yeah, Salama's a joker. Okay, I like that.
Salama's a joker.
Yeah.
And Amal. Amal is
Oh,
funny.
Amal is.
Hilarious.
She's jokes. All right, cool. So that's those two. If you could have any actress in the world play you in a movie, who would it be?
Scarlett Johansson.
Good choice. B6I was asking COD or FIFA, but you said COD already. Okay.
Both.
You say both. Okay.
I'll beat him in both.
Maria saying, damn, Layla. And Jenna_LP saying, what's her advice for any girl who wants to get into football? Very good question.
I'd say just take the step, take the leap. Go for, you have nothing to lose. So go for it. I always thought maybe it was out of my comfort zone to send Coach Hur that DM, but
Yeah.
I'm really glad I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a couple of seconds out of my day changed my life.
Amazing.
So just
Amazing.
go for it.
I like that. Okay, your experience on the halftime show. Don't sweet talk now. Be honest. Were you nervous coming in here and did it fulfill what you wanted to get out of it?
I mean, I told you, I have so much anxiety.
Yeah.
I was really scared for this.
Yeah.
But I had
You
a
are
good
natural.
time. I had a good time.
Hey,
man.
listen, the whole
Vibes
family.
are amazing.
Yeah, the whole family is enjoying it. I'm enjoying it here. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to take a quick break now. That was the fire round. You survived the fire round.
Thank you. I'm
Very
glad.
confident as well in that, which made it really, really cool. The prayer is going to go off now, but we'll be right back after this.
This is the halftime show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
It sure is that time, and it's almost full time on the halftime show. And man, it's been fun. I've spent it with Layla Almheiri here, the UAE national team footballer, and also the family and friends and the support system. And Salama showing up late as usual. It's great to have you guys here. And yes, Salama, you missed all the wonderful things that were being said about you throughout the show. But I guess if you did miss the show and you're kicking yourself, then you can catch all of our episodes on podcast, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, or if you prefer a visual, the episode of today will be on our YouTube Pulse 95 radio channel. The whole episode is filmed and therefore it's cut, edited, and thanks to Super Mario and the team behind here, they make it an episode and they put it out there to share with your friends and family. So yeah, show some love and subscribe and like, and also drop your comments on Layla's episode, because today we had a lot of fun. A question coming in as well here, Layla, which was, how did you two meet? So how did you and I meet? You can take the floor on this one.
Answering? All right. So, can I call you Coach Omar?
You can
Because I
call
feel
me
like I
whatever you
have
want.
to,
Of
like
course.
respect-wise. So we met. Basically, you worked in the UAE and you were our fitness coach.
Yep.
And I think I met you in 2017.
Correct. Yeah.
And yeah, I saw your face here and there when we'd have our fitness drills. I loved so much. And when we'd play like 7-a-side and stuff, you'd be there
Yeah.
to coach us and help us.
Yeah.
And yeah, time has brought us here now.
Absolutely. And what a pleasure. I was saying this off air. What a pleasure seeing your development as well. And you know what? The good thing about it is if you continue on the same mindset of working hard and just always striving to do a bit better than yesterday, then the UAE have a top player for the next 10 years.
Thank you.
You know, I mean that. I think the mindset that you have and the mental side is what will differentiate you from a lot of people trying to get into the game. It's one thing getting in there, it's the other thing sustaining it, and that's why the consistency behind a lot of these footballers we mentioned in the fire round, the reason why we're still talking about them is because they're relevant today.
Yeah.
And they're relevant because of their consistency, their hard work, and also striving just to do better than yesterday. And I think you're definitely on on the right page for that. And it's been a pleasure seeing you develop. I've enjoyed it. I've really
much.
enjoyed it. You've been great. And you said some really nice things about myself and Maria through the fire round. And we're grateful for that as well.
Thank you.
You know, I hope the family have enjoyed it as much as we have. We have reached full time on the halftime show. Where can we follow you, Layla? And what's coming up for you?
You can follow me on Instagram
Okay.
at Layla Almheiri.
Yeah.
And we have a futsal tournament coming up soon, very soon in Kuwait.
Yeah.
Beginning of May.
Yep.
I say beginning, like kind of halfway through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, it's exciting times for you.
Yeah, that's what's next.
How has futsal been for you? You know, adapting your game.
It's definitely something different. I'm actually liking it. You know,
Yeah.
trying to keep the ball more,
Yeah.
dribbling, working as a team. You know,
Yeah.
moving around more. It's a completely different game.
Yeah.
You know, kind of reminds me of like basketball.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Maria said that as well.
Yeah.
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 Well, so this futsal tournament is coming up in Kuwait,
Yes.
and you guys are getting ready for that now.
Yeah.
So I got to give a special shout out to the whole UAE national football team, futsal team, and football team.
Yeah.
Because I have, have to spread my love over both, and all the coaches behind it and the support system that you've had. Mama J, man. I don't know if she's still here, but Mama J, Hamdan,
Yep.
and Jenna.
Yeah.
Did I miss anyone?
There's Khalifa, but I don't think he's there.
Khalifa might be in there somewhere. He might have slid in the DMs. Trying to say to you, well done, Layla. Thank you very much for coming. I had a great time.
Thank you for having me.
You've been awesome.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll get you on in the future, and you'll be telling us about some of the amazing goals you've smashed.
Inshallah.
Amazing. And that is full time on the halftime show. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Remember, you can catch the show every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 to 4 UAE time. Layla, you want to take us out and say, I don't know, you're listening to Pulse 95 Radio, and then we're going to outro it from there.
Just you're listening to Pulse 95 Radio.
You just did it. No, I'm joking.
I need to put some more
All
enthusiasm
right, go on.
into it.
Hit me with it. Let's go.
You're listening to Pulse 95 Radio.
Oh, man, she's good. Guys, we're out. Take care. Salam and bye.
If you liked this episode of The Halftime Show, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.